Yo, you're listening to BGKO.
One and only Cat TV Colin. When you come to Vegas, you want to see Vegas, you get with Cat TV tours. Just Google me and it'll come up. Google Cat TV tours and book your trip before you even get here. You heard me? It's Cat TV making it do what it do. You heard?
All right, so we back with Stone Paxton. It's BG Knocc Out TV. I'm BG Knocc Out.
Be Lavish, part
Lavish,
2.
And this is part 2 because we couldn't get it all in, man. And we want to get, like, you know, much of this out as we can. So, Stone, let's get back to it. What did we leave off at?
Shit, I can't even remember.
I remember perfectly fine.
You remember? All right.
So we were at the actual part where you were stating that the individuals were saying that her music was basically...
Yes.
They weren't going to give it to her, and then they found you
well,
actually
they said
were in the process.
They don't have to give us shit,
right?
When we were asking where, you know, what's up,
right.
She said you stole it. These are exact words.
Okay.
Yeah.
She told us that you stole her music.
Yeah.
I didn't steal none. I don't know what y'all talking about. Somebody else put. We said, well, why? I said to him, well, why is your name on the publishing? Right? Why is your name showing up? He said, no joke. Somebody's framing me. Somebody put my name on that.
Wow.
I said, okay, well, why would somebody? And I stopped because I was confused because I'm thinking,
right?
Why would somebody put your whole name,
right?
2 different names with your name in it, 2 different publishing companies. Who's that creative to say, hey, you know what? We're gonna put his name and the money's gonna go to us.
Right.
Yeah.
That don't even make no sense.
Right.
Why would they do that?
Right.
That makes no sense. And that's what his argument was. Like, somebody's doing this to me. Somebody set me up.
Yeah.
So we were like, well, why was she? I didn't take nothing from her. But then in the middle of the conversation, he was saying he don't have to give us shit. And so there was a back and forth thing going on the phone. And here we go. And here, that's how it's going to be. Okay, then it calmed down. Then it turned into, well, I can tell y'all where it's at and who has it. Once y'all give me the paperwork to show me that you were representing her. We said, we've already sent that to you.
Wow.
We sent that to you. We contacted you over and over again, and you just now responded. Now, here's the catch. I say, do you mind if I call Angie's son and Shayna and put him on the phone?
Okay.
This person says, no, I don't mind, because I knew she had some stuff to say to him, even though she full of shit, right?
Right.
So they get on the phone. She tells him he's full of shit. You're a liar. We've been trying to get a hold of you. You did take the song. I never took. You did. You moved them. Or you did this. You did that. She went off on him. And Michael was listening. Angie's son was listening to the whole conversation.
Wow.
Right? So we're talking. They calm down. Then I say, before we get off the phone, is there anything else anybody would like to say? Then I said to Shayna, is there anything else you like? She said, yeah. And like I said, blah, 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 this, blah, that. You're a liar. You're full of shit. And that's all I got to say. You're full of shit. All that stuff you're lying about, you're a liar. Because your name was on all those songs. We found it. And that's how the phone call ended. But
okay, so the people he tried to put everything off on, have y'all talked to those people?
Well,
the people that he told you
he was trying to say it was the code guy that did it. Which we weren't buying it. We weren't buying it because this person was a pretty well-established business person on the legal side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way. You're dealing with court issues every day, and you're gonna say that somebody else did this and you just didn't know about it when you were initially handling her business. She hired you to actually handle certain stuff, and then you're gonna say that you didn't know that somebody put your name on the publishing? That ain't really making no sense to us. It didn't make sense to us. When we ended that phone call, it made no sense. Only thing we got out of that was that finally we knew that he knew
that
more than he was telling us.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
So what do you see it going now? Like, so do you see, you know, her murder being investigated before you guys conclude the legal part?
This is going to be, I'll be honest with you, this is going to be a mess before it's clarity.
Okay.
Because there's so many levels to this. And for some reason, even with me speaking my truth, I'm not even talking about speaking other shit.
Yeah.
Somebody seemed to, out of the blue, this random blogger starts saying
Coming
stuff
at you.
about me.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems so weird.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
weird. All of it.
You
is
get what I'm
weird.
saying?
Yeah.
Like the timing of it.
Yeah, for sure.
To throw people off because people were listening to me.
Of course.
And I had stretched out all these volumes. I had up to volume 8, you know, and then people start saying, well, how many volumes he gonna do? 30? I was like, if I do 200, who gives a fuck, right? That was my attitude.
Right.
Period.
My thing was to, I started the whole hashtag Justice for Angie Stone. The reason why I did that was I knew if I did the volumes, I could get enough people paying attention to her.
Yeah.
And because people stopped talking about it. They were only for 2 days and the media never talked about it no more.
Exactly.
So I said, how do I do my part?
Yeah.
If I spread it out, people will pay attention.
Right.
If I don't say names, people will pay attention because they're going to want the names, which means they're going to keep listening. And
To
it
get the
worked.
names. Yeah.
But what I didn't realize was that there were going to be these weird people that were going to come along that disguise themselves as wanting to help solve or get justice for Angie, but really it was to try to discredit me in the form of free speech.
Wow.
Right?
And this is your friend. And people have to understand that. This is somebody that you really had a friendship with, that was, you were helping and all of this. And so it's like, you know, when they were trying to mention about the fact you didn't go to the funeral, I understand why you didn't go.
It was a mess.
I mean, technically, why would you go and you know half of these people are fake in the room anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're her real friend. So it's like, you know what? I totally agree with your actions, and I'm really sorry for your loss to lose
Yeah.
a friend, for real.
Yeah. It's tough. I'm not gonna
So
lie.
where do you
Yeah.
see the conclusion of all of this going, bro? If you can say.
This is probably going to be one of the biggest unsolved cases until it gets solved.
Yeah.
And when it does get solved, it's going to be probably one of the biggest things we've ever seen unfold in the
Right.
history of the music industry.
Wow.
Of the many stories that's never been told about shit like this from the past, but because we were in a different time period,
Yeah.
those stories didn't properly get told. We didn't have social media.
Yeah.
So when this thing really unfolds,
Yeah.
there's going to be so many people involved with it, and so many, it's shit's going to be deep.
Because she got too much music. She got too much music. She was a part of a group prior to this, and then she had her career too as well. So it is going to be a lot.
Yeah, there's real levels to it. Like I had the merchandising guy called me,
Wow.
right? Who does Angie's coffee
Yeah.
and her mugs and created all that concept. He called me and he said, I saw your video number 8.
Okay.
He said, I don't get caught, but all y'all bloggers need to come together. You need to help me spread this. And I said, well, what's up? And he said, well, I know who you are. So when he called me, I didn't want to talk to him initially because somebody else called me. Close friend of mine called me and said he wanted to talk to me. I said, bro, I'm not talking to nobody. He said, no, Stone. He's cool. He just wants to talk. I already told him. I already felt that you probably didn't want to talk to nobody, but he's cool. He wants to share something with you.
Okay.
I said, all right. If he called me and there's something I'm going to hang up. He said, no, he's good. So when he called me, he was telling me about how he created Angie's coffee
Okay.
that you see,
Yeah.
the brands on the cups and all that stuff you see.
Yeah.
He's the one that created this.
Wow.
And he said, man, listen, that girl, Shayna, the one you mentioned, has contacted all the companies that had done deals with Angie, and she's stealing all this stuff from under my nose.
What?
Wow.
Like what
Saying
in
that
particular?
she's saying that she created all that and that he never had a contract with Angie because remember, Angie's son signed for her to kind of be like power of attorney to take care of everything.
And this the lady she only known for 6 months?
Bingo.
Whoa.
She's undoing everything.
So who is this lady? Like,
her name is Shayna Shells.
Maybe she's
Shayna
connected
Shells.
to the people.
See,
Yeah.
BG. Okay.
we're saying it, not
this
you.
is strange.
so.
Yeah.
But I mean,
is this lady black? She's a black
She black.
woman? She is?
Yeah.
Damn, but it don't matter. You know, all skin folk ain't kin folk, as we know.
Yeah, the shit ain't making, it's not making no sense. So he was pleading with me to help him get the word out, what she's trying to do, because he says it's federal.
Yeah.
He said for her to do, that's intellectual property. I created that. And she's stealing that from me. And I said, oh, shit. He said, yeah, she's changing everything. She even contacted people, told them don't talk to me. And I felt bad for him. And I was like, well, I'll put you in contact with another content creator, because I didn't get on my channel and talk about what I'm just saying right now. Because I said I'm not doing no more.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I can get on here and talk, because I'm not going to get on my channel and do any more
Right.
volumes. So if I talk, I'll talk through other channels, you know.
Sure.
So he shared that with me, and he wanted all of us content creators to come to Atlanta and come together. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. But, you know, I said, I'll put you in contact with some other content creators, you know what I'm saying? And I left it at that, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, what's his purpose of that though? Like, what is he trying to do? And then it's like, okay, because if you create content, somebody's gonna get paid from it, right?
Right.
And what is his purpose for that?
I'm not sure. I guess he's wanting to go federal with her. He wants to.
Okay.
He wants to take her to a federal court.
Yeah. He's saying that, you know, it's a felony what she's doing.
It is. Basically, it's plagiarism.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
You know, she's over here trying to basically take credit for things that she didn't do.
Yeah.
And you just
how
know
long have her brand been around? How long is like the coffee thing is?
For about maybe 6 months, I think.
About 6 months.
As long as that girl's been
as long
there.
as she's been around.
Yeah.
So she kind of sharp then. She trying to. All right, I see what she doing. Yeah. That's crazy.
Now, supposedly somebody called me I get a random call. It's allegedly. I'm gonna say allegedly because the person that called me, they have the information, so I'll use the word allegedly.
Okay.
That she already done bought a place in New Mexico. Some of the money she's been getting.
Really?
That's
So
what
she's already collecting.
They called me yesterday and told me.
She's collecting royalties.
The money's coming to her. She's the one that also sold Angie's obituary.
So she's just a foul individual.
And she's in
bro.
Mexico.
And then she live in her. I heard she was kind of living.
She
with
lives
her
in the
too.
house too.
Oh
With
my
her
God.
kids and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's this lady name?
Shayna Shells.
Shayna Shells.
Wow. Yeah, I would keep a good eye on Shayna Shells.
The name of her company is called Sacred Sound.
Seems like you guys need to be mentioning the
Shayna.
Shayna Shells name instead of, you know, bringing in Paxton and this.
Yeah. I mean, it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? You know.
All right. So, how do you want to conclude the interview? You said you had something to show me. You had some.
Yeah, we're gonna, you know, so Angie's royalties. People want to know about her royalties and how that's set up.
Okay.
And what she was getting on certain songs, and so we'll, you know, BG will show you the breakdown of her royalties, and just a picture of the songs and what she was getting on these songs and the amount of stuff. I'm gonna share that with BG, and you'll see what she was getting on each song. Just for those who want to know what she was getting, her percentage. And this particular paperwork I'll show you is from one of her earlier contracts, and she was getting her money. You know, you'll see the percentages she was getting, but this is nothing close to all the songs that she actually had that was under her name, that songs that should have been under her name, the ones that weren't, but the ones that I'm going to show you guys are the ones that are actually
So this include
under
like what she wrote for other people
yeah,
as well?
You'll see some of these records with other people.
Is it
on
more
You'll
than-
see it because it'll have the names when I share with you, BG.
Okay.
Is it more than 100?
Her songs?
Yeah.
She had tons of records and way more than in her catalog.
Wow.
And some were registered and some weren't.
Wow.
We were just trying to figure out how weird it was with why those ones that weren't registered weren't even registered.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, almost like
That's
somebody
kinda-
unregistered to hide it. That's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, because
I'm just
I don't
saying.
even see like having being in under a professional contract. They're not gonna allow a song to come out without it being registered. That don't even go together.
And these were records that were out. So
Not
how
with
do you explain that? Yeah.
professionals. Yeah.
What a great way to steal if you're trying to steal somebody's
Yeah,
songs,
of course.
right?
Because
Wow,
I know
that
about
is-
ghosting. Like I
Yeah.
know about so when they would press up CDs and tapes back in the day, they would press up so many with a different barcode.
Bingo.
So
It
it wouldn't
was there.
register with SoundScan, but it'll
Bingo.
still be in stores. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that was one of the ways.
And
that
then
they
a
would
record
steal
label
from
would
me.
tell you didn't make the sales when they made the money
When
in
they made
reality.
it. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So look, man. We gonna conclude with this interview. Thank you for coming through, brother. We
Absolutely.
really appreciate it. We want to send condolences to Angie Stone and her family. And
hashtag justice for Angie Stone, you guys.
Hashtag justice for Angie Stone.
Angie Stone.
We want to give a shout out to my boy K-Walk for his birthday. Happy birthday, champion.
Happy birthday,
Much love. You an old nigga now. join the elders.
That's right. That's right.
My cousin V Lavish, this BG Knocc Out TV with
Lavish
Stone Paxton.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Angie Stone, and we're going to catch y'all on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.